Hi, Milos. All right, I'm going to do 1 hour of spiritual healing for you. And so today we're going to focus on weakness in your body, in your legs and voice, tiredness or exhausted all the time. And then we're also going to explore filling you with love and then helping to enhance your perceptions of love too. So I'm just going to relax and then we'll just get started, okay? So we'll just see what happens here. Okay. So I see an older man on a chair. There's a dustiness to the chair, although there's no dust coming off of it. But he's coughing just really profoundly. And as he coughs, quite a ripple of dust or energy, it just comes bellowing out of his mouth, and it's a lot. I mean, it's massive energy just coming out. But there's just a dirtiness about the scene. And he's coughing and getting out. This is positive, what he's getting out as he's coughing. But he's choking as he's trying to get it out as well. He's just trying to get this out more. Spirit guides asked me if I know what he's trying to get out. They say I'm not sure. I mean, he just looks tired and he looks sickly. And so, coughing to get out sickness is that they're just saying this for contemplation. They're not telling me anything else. So I'm just analyzing the scene more to try to make more sense of what it means to me. So I'm doing something different right now. I'm just going to do some focusing on him, and then I'll tell you what happens, okay? I'm approaching him in the front, and then I'm putting my hands on his chest here. I'm pushing out old energy vibrations that are no longer serving his purpose. I'm helping him to get energy out. This is real energy. The other was sort of like a dust or something that he can't get it out of his lungs. I mean, he can cough all he wants, but it just keeps staying stagnant and then just filling the air space. So I'm pulling out energy vibrations right now. And then focusing on getting that, whatever that dust is, purifying that or healing that. I'm just going to focus for a minute. There's quite a lot of energy going on, different pictures happening all at the same time. So helping energy come out, but then somehow his feet, there's something wrong with the feet. They're like, the toes are growing up in an odd way. There's some green sort of really, I don't know how to describe it. It's just something hard and green just poking through the toes as well, like they're the bones or something. There's something odd about the way the feet are. It's just overwhelming. I don't know what the energy is, just overwhelming me. It's almost a massive calamity of sounds as well as I'm trying to create peace and harmony and then balanced energy flow. But it's just, the more I try to share love, the more calamity there just seems to be happening here. There's more resistance, the more frustrated and angry almost. There's an odd energy that came up like this and then out the mouth while the mouth is simultaneously drooping, and then it's like a tongue that comes out. And so now the mouth is really long and distorted. So just watching here. I'll be doing work to calm all these vibrations and create peacefulness in order to just release this energy vibration. This whole scene needs to be energetically altered. Nothing about it is peaceful or clean or tolerant, or there's something about that. It's a lot of different, I'm analyzing all the different sounds, I'm analyzing all the vibrations I feel. It's a lot of different vibrations. They're making me stop talking now. They're totally calming me down, calming the whole space down. They, spirit realm. I can't check the harmonies anymore. I'm altered. I feel altered. I feel the space is altering. It is lifting this vibration. They call it a curse, but I'm hesitant to use the word curse because people's definition of what that means. Curse to me is just a vibrational, it's a vibrational reflection that seems like a consistently negative thing in the life experience. It's, people think, you know, you put a curse on somebody, but that's not what this is. It's a part of a life experience that has been consistently in a negative vibration for a long time. And so it feels like a curse, right? But it's just a negative energy vibration that we can lift out of there. So they said curse, but I don't call it a curse. It's an energy vibration that's been hanging around for too long, you know? I feel everything is calming. I mean, I'm surprised how quick that happened. I mean, that was like a calamity of, you know, cymbals, drums, you know, throw a bunch of kids trying to play instruments for the first time, and it's just honking noises and calamity. Trying to get this dust out, everything. It's all shifting. I'm still waiting patiently. All of his, there's sort of like, I'm doing work with whatever this green is something odd about the way it is. It's in conjunction with bones, but it's on top of the bones. And it looks like plant stems is what it looks like, but they're really hard as well. And they go up the legs too. There are projections of all different kinds, and I'm surprised by how fast this is going. I mean, every time I approach something to put a harmony in there, a new thing opens up a pocket and releases something else. There's a lot. I'm doing prayers right now. I'm in the spiritual atmosphere, and I'm working with heaven. I'm working with angels. I'm saying prayers. I'm creating light reflections that are going in different directions. I'm opening up these pockets to really expose them to the light, and the light can then enter. That's odd. It's sort of like odd parts of the body are opening up and exposing, like a plant kind of opening up, but it's almost like a weed that has some sharper materials on it, and then it's flapping as well. And so there's just different versions of calamity going on here, and so I'm just choosing to remain patient and calm, and then I say prayers in that patient way, and then I allow heaven light to do all of the work as I pray, while simultaneously speaking to heaven and asking that light be shared, while simultaneously working with angels. So I'm doing a lot of things all simultaneously here to create calm, peaceful sensations. Vibrations, releasing out burdens, releasing out stress, releasing out pain and suffering in different ways. He's been pretty exhausted. All right. It's just a very pure sensation of exhaustion that I feel. Underneath all of these reactions and all of this calamity is a sincere experience of exhaustion. It doesn't want, it's sort of like, it's almost like they're stalling me out again. I'm not able to talk anymore. I'm still doing so much work right now, so I'm trying to speak through it, but I'm supposed to be focusing on this right now. So just give me a few minutes to pay attention, be in focus, speak to heaven, and then I'll do my best to describe, okay? Because this calamity thing is chaotic right now. And the more we focus on bringing this out, the calmer it gets, but there's still more going on here. This is really working very well. It's almost like... So Katerina, you're getting this to help your husband Milos, who's been going through quite a very hard time with being sick for a very long time. So I can experience a great deal of this. I know round one, this first soul rebirth journey I went very quietly, very patiently through it because I didn't want to disrupt his energy field too much because of his age and how long he's been sick for. And so I'm surprised by how quickly they're wanting me to punch through this, and it's really impressive how much of his body is really exposing a lot of the toxicity and contamination right now. Is really opening up really quickly, like flowers to sunlight, but they're really toxic. I'm really surprised by... I shouldn't be this surprised, but I am, because there's quite a darkness to it all. It's not just the illness, there's some sort of darker reflection I'm experiencing here, and it's just, I mean, you're sick for a really long time, that contaminates the mind, right? But there's something more to all of this, because that really, to be honest, it really feels like a darker vibration involved here, and I'm trying to lift it out, but it hasn't come out yet, and it's sort of I'm trying to find it. So as I'm doing this work with heaven and lifting out all these other parts of his reflection that have been really exhausted, really in a calamity from being sick for so long, I'm trying to get to this deeper root that I'm feeling in underneath all of this. And because he's been a little bit reactive in a way that hasn't been very kind towards you. And so I'm looking for that right now in order to bring that out and then really fill him with loving energy to help his emotions balance out again. And he needs this very badly. And it's good because he's also open to receiving healing too. I can't heal somebody who isn't open. I mean, I can, but there's something about the spiritual ethics of adults. They need to be open to receiving too. And so this is going to help. So... I'm telling you, this is doing amazing work here. I feel like I need to slow down a little bit. I'm really shocked by how quickly this is all happening. I'm trying to pull out some version of acidity from the heart portal space, and it's very acidic. I mean, it's as I'm pulling it out, he's also speaking and very angry with me about it. And then also some sort of acidic coming from his thoughts too, and they're sort of dispersing like this. Thing is we're purifying with light as well, so I just want to calm it all down because I don't want to derail him or anything, because this work is intense, and then as the body adjusts to it, then it starts to, balance. But I don't want to, punch him with all this energy, you know what I mean? And so it's like, whoa, this is going really, really fast. It's exciting, but I don't want to overwhelm him either in his body, in the physical, So just such an energy force in here. And he's holding on to it with all of his might for some reason. He wants to feel better, but he wants his physical body to feel better. That is clear, because he's very open to me helping clear out the pain and suffering in his body. He's really open to that. But some part of his mental or emotional body is quite persistent on, doesn't want to open the heart portal for me, doesn't want me to go too deep there, So it's creating some emotional reactions, I'm telling you though, he's getting more relaxed. It's taking time, but it is working here. I'm seeing positive improvements. Just me talking about it, me explaining all of this, is creating positive improvements for him. Part of his soul is really, there's sort of, I don't have enough information to really define this just yet, but there is a part of there's light in his soul here that is very happy about me helping bring the light out more, because he's been emotionally distraught for a while. Like, that's very clear here. So, and because of it is sort of altering his pattern of thinking of what is the right way to feel, really feel balance with love. When you get cut off, you can't feel it, you don't feel balance with it. Now the misery starts to override the feelings of love, so we need to get the balance back for him. So, and that part of his divine light is really welcoming this. But his body is still, there's some part of him too that is, he's definitely softening. He's softening a lot and a lot more and a lot more. He's still not soft enough yet. We gotta baby him up here. So I'm just gonna continue to say prayers and work with heaven. So when I say prayers, I literally, in the spiritual atmosphere, I literally bow down and I get on my knees and I actually pray and I say very kind words with heaven. And I, say, heaven, please, share healing with Milos. Allow Milos to release this darker energy. I start talking to heaven prayers or dreams or hopes that I want heaven to share to help. I even say Hail Mary and, the Lord's Prayer and all that stuff. Because this stuff works. It's very sacred and pure, and it's very aligned with love, and love that we all relate to. It's very pure. I was raised to align with that, so those prayers, and they mean something to me, and they're very loving to me, and so I share that with him. As we work with angels too, there's beams of light that are coming down, and they're entering specifically on his head. So he's sort of reclined right now in the chair, and so they're coming through the head and then downward, but it's also like coming out too in different ways. And then 3 angels here, they're just full of light. I can't see their faces. I don't see what they look like. They're just angel wings, bodies, and then light shining in the room around him. So, and then I'm kneeling and praying, okay? And this is really good at helping calm the vibration down. It's really good at helping heaven to really do more of the work here, and it's very effective. Praying does work, especially when I can project my consciousness into the spiritual atmosphere. It creates even more of a vibration of purity and sacredness in the space. So within his divine reflection, his body, his mind, his spirit, his emotions, his everything. This is helping release more energy vibration, specifically from the heart portal and out of the mouth. Just old contaminated energy that's been jammed up in there for a very long time. You're creating a liquid energy being, literally like a man made out of water, a water being. But it's not like it has a consciousness or it is alive. It is just a reflection of water in the shape of Milos, and it is walking to his chair, and it is actually entering into his head, shoulders, everything. It is Milos as a water thing, but separate, entering into his reflection in the water, purifying everything from head to toe. Water energy, purifying the acidic, sort of creating a balance, sort of altering this sort of burny sensation. It's really helping. It makes him feel more balanced and more like he wants to sleep for a little while. He just got out a lot. And tell you what, Katerina, that was a lot that was just released right there. I'm pretty surprised that all that just happened so quickly and suddenly, but it happened because it needed to happen. It needed to happen. And so seeing things calm down more, and him in a peaceful state and in a sleep state, I feel really good about this. There's a scorpion that I'm taking out of the mouth. It's very clear, and it sort of sits on the tongue, and it has a very sharp, poisonous tail on there. More of these are being returned into the light. Just painful words that aren't really who and what he is. There's some darker aspect behind all of this. I'm trying to get into it, but it's like they show me a skull, and there he is, but also there's nothing there, and it is dark on the inside. But that also isn't quite right either. It's hard to describe this picture. So I'm just going to keep purifying, because the thing is, there's not darkness on the inside of him. It's almost like the thoughts are not of the right vibration. It's not that he is dark. There's something about something poisoned in his mind or something of that kind. It's not coming out right. There's not the right balance of love coming out. He's really... I'm telling you, the improvement here is really beautiful. I was overwhelmed there in the beginning. And the way this feels now is really, he's allowing this to keep coming out, because there's so much energy, so much loving energy that just purified his entire body, really released a lot of stuff out. He's relaxed right now, and he's welcoming more release of old toxic energy. I'm seeing a new scene. He looks like a younger man. He's ruffling the paper, making a noise. And he's just sitting on the couch. He's kind of, sort of lean forward, his elbows on his knees, and then he just feels like he has demands or something. On the other side is this, so there's also a scorpion associated with his hand that is attached to the paper. And then there's a darker entity on the other side of him as he's reading the paper, standing in the living room, looking at him. Very tall, doesn't look human, doesn't look... I don't know what this is, so I'm just describing and we'll see what happens here. I mean, totally not... There's no interaction. I'm not feeling an energy vibration from this entity. Don't have any understanding of what it means or what it's doing there or why it's there. I'm just able to just see the picture, and that's all I get. I feel like there's breakfast cooking in the kitchen, and I love it. And I feel like I'm going to have a cup of coffee here soon. It's got cream in it. I mean, it's just feel like something is really welcoming about this, but yet he's on the edge for some reason. It's like he should be totally relaxed and loving that there's bacon cooking. I can smell bacon. I can smell eggs. I mean, it's a breakfast. I'm excited about the coffee that is coming to me. I mean, I am excited, but there's something about his way he is just kind of on the edge about something. He just feels like he can't really embrace the joy of this gift. I'm able to see the picture, and now the darker entity is gone, and there's a hole in the newspaper, and it's sort of like there was an impression made on his third eye or something. I don't understand. The pictures are moving so fast. His arms are still holding the paper up while his head feels like it is sunken down. It's not quite balanced right. It's like it doesn't have a neck or something. It's kind of into the shoulders. He feels disoriented. He feels kind of out of it. I feel disoriented. I feel this out of it. I can't even enjoy that there's breakfast cooking. I can't even seem to smell it anymore. I can't even tell that was ever going on. I feel like I don't know where I am or what just happened. I feel like really confused. I'm allowed to do work in order to put everything back where it goes, as it was intended to be. So I'm creating light in the room, and then there's no entities here. I'm putting the paper back together so it's perfect. I'm helping his head to be lifted so he has a neck and everything looks natural. I'm allowing the smells to return, so I'm creating a new balance to the scene. I'm helping to clear whatever that was, energy that created disorientation. I just removed some material from the third eye or head region. He's starting to feel a lot better. He's even starting to... It's like the need to be irritated is... I mean, it never was there in the first place. And he seems to be able to relate to this kind of act happening in the kitchen with breakfast for him and coffee, and he feels happy inside. I'm looking for the scorpion on his hand. I'm able to see it from the old scene, but I'm not able to see it on the new scene. I'm confirming that it has been removed properly. The scorpion is somehow a part of this reflection that's his need to... he has an odd addiction to the acidic, burny anger energy. And we can alter that feeling or that relationship with that part of the human mind by just helping to create a balance with the energy and fill it with purifying, different reflections of purifying water or praying or using light or whatever to rebalance it. And so I really want to help release his sort of the scorpion side of his personality. So everything feels back to normal again in this living room space. Everything feels right again. So see what happens next. I feel like I can, Milos is saying, I feel like I can let go. Part of me wants to let go. As I say that, I feel like I can let go. I start growing additional arms to hold the paper with. So it's odd because I'm sort of turning into a scorpion now with a scorpion tail even. Although I'm also simultaneously feeling at peace and ready to let go of that side of my expression. So we'll see where this goes next. I don't feel the acid burny sensation. I'm just allowed to see the picture and the development of his body morphing to be a scorpion completely. I mean, he is so much transformed into a scorpion now that there's no skin left. He's looks just like a scorpion sitting on a couch reading the paper. This, for whatever reason, this feels like the right reflection for him. This feels like who he is. I am this way. This is who I am. This is the way that I am. That's the way he is talking. It's like I can let go now, but yet he let go of his entire humanness, and now what is normal is this. But yet I don't feel any acid or burny. I just am seeing a scorpion sitting on a couch reading a paper right now. A big human-sized one, like a massive one. All right, I'm just gonna close my eyes for a little bit. I just want to see here. There's other energies going on in this room here. They have to do with the coffee table. They're sort of coming out from the ground of the floor. Sort of circular. This room is sort of altering. They kind of look like saws sawing the floor in front of him. There's no coffee table here in front of him anymore. Let's see here. I'm standing off to the side looking at him. The kitchen is through this doorway, so I can when I was sort of sitting on the couch or sitting by him, I could look into the kitchen, but I wasn't seeing anybody in there. I was just smelling from in the kitchen and hearing sort of things sizzling. But I'm now sort of in the corner looking at him from an angle. He's trying to show me that he is very much human and not a scorpion. And he's got the paper, and he's got balance and harmony, and he is as he should be. But I know better. I say, no, you're still a scorpion underneath it all. You can make it out to be composed, but I still see your scorpion side in there. He's rolling up the paper. I'm asking my spirit guides what we need to do about this space, because I'm not really able to interact. I'm not able to get any changes to take place. So, and I can't get you to enter. I'm trying to inspire you to come in with a plate of breakfast to see what happens. I'm trying to alter the space in different ways to create reactions, but nothing's happening. It's just sort of, this is it. So I'm just going to disconnect from this image and see if there's another image they'd like to show me here. So I'm just going to close my eyes and then we'll see here. I'm walking into heaven and I'm working with heaven differently. I'm asking heaven what we can do to help Milos at this point. They're helping me to explore a new avenue. It's odd because that scene has an odd sort of attached to my hip for some reason. I'm having an angel come and disconnect it. I don't know what else to do in that scene, I'm telling them. Okay, they're showing me something. So while I'm in heaven, I'm talking to heaven, right? I had this thing attached to the scene, right? It kind of shrunk down and then attached to my hip on a little coil. So we pulled that out. And so as I'm talking to heaven about what do we do next, there's all these beings here and they all just turned to lights lit up. And they said, bring us into the room with you. So now we are going to enter into the space and then allow these, there's like, I don't know, 100. There's no faces, no body. They're just mirages of light beings, and they're glowing like a yellowish or like a yellowish orangey golden color, I guess. And they're just standing there. So let me close my eyes. I'm entering into the scene again, and then I'm going to enter all of them in with me. Oh. They're able to shine their light so we can see more truth and wisdom. They're altering that. This is a big deal. They're shining their light directly on him. This has nothing to do with the kitchen or anything. They're just focusing on him. As they focus on him, other versions of energy reveal themselves in the room, and they're kind of burny. I mean, it's almost like he's sitting on a fire himself. And it's burning out the walls, it's burning out the couch around him, it's burned out this table. I mean, it's like he is a fire himself. And so we're shining our light, and this is not burning him. It's not like a spotlight or anything. We're just shining our lights on him, and then it's not burning at all. It's just heavenly light. Although he's on fire. He's like burning on fire. He's smoldering. That's what he's doing. He's like smoldering and smoldering on the couch, and it's burning out the wall and everything. I'm working with heaven to shine light, beam light down from the top of his head downward and then into the light within him, and really help to create balance in the energy. It's burny energy. It's not good to be burny. So I'm just going to watch with my eyes closed. It's kind of weird, you know. I do this work with my eyes open, but there's something to having them closed and being able to see things a little bit differently that way. So my human eyes aren't trying to focus on the scene that I'm seeing through my third eye. And so if I close my eyes, it just feels different. So I'm just going to watch here. There's love. The light is not light at all. It's love. That's what it was all along. Love creates light. So love is actually shining on him right now. That's what love doesn't burn. Love heals. That's what they're saying. There's odd people coming out from underneath his legs, underneath where he's sitting. They're not really enjoying this light from love. Is too bright for their eyes. They sort of sit beneath his seat. They're just reflections of his mind, his thoughts, his inspirations that are burny, that are smoldering on the inside. This is good to get this out of him, because this is hard. This is not good for his health at all. Not good for you either. So we're still shining our love on him. It's really refreshing. He's still changing his demeanor. These things underneath his seat are getting smaller and smaller. So So we're just supposed to stay here and then keep shining our love on him. As we shine our love, he is changing he's changing his demeanor. I'm feeling a different version of energy right now. It's almost like that part of you that just doesn't want to change, you know? And then when it's forced upon you, you feel tired from it. You feel exhausted. And he's being forced to ingest love. I mean, it's shining from hundreds of beings, energy beings here, shining love right straight to him. And it's healing, it's creating, it's not, things aren't smoldering anymore. And all the reflections of what creates the smolder is actually getting smaller and diminishing. And he's starting to, it's like he doesn't choose to see that love is all over the room shining its love on him. And so he just chooses to ignore it, but yet he is being changed by it. And it's creating an exhausting feeling. So just still here. I'm pulling out more energy from the heart portal area. Just more energy pulling it out, like along, I don't know, hose or something. Black hose. It's just pulling it out of there. It's a long one. He wants to create an aggressive energy. He sees and feels the love we're sharing. He's choosing to ignore it, but he knows. He feels it. And he wants me to get aggressive with him, even. So he has a reason to fight me. He has a reason to fight back for this, to create smolder energy. And so I'm stepping back, and I'm not going to allow him to get away. I'm not going to do anything that will allow him to react. I'm actually approaching him in a way and looking into his eyes, and I'm sharing images and messages from heaven about divine light. He doesn't want to release the real darkness within him. He doesn't want me to see it yet. He gets to choose, you know. This love, though, is helping. It's helping a lot. It's helping his body heal even. It's helping him even feel better. His body feel physically better. So I'm just still watching. There's many of us, we're all praying. We're all saying Hail Mary over and over again for him, just to help it. Divine feminine energy is nurturing, it's loving, it's comforting, and it's the right flavor of healing for this kind of burny energy. And so we have hundreds of beings saying it, hundreds of us. I enter into his expression, and then I say it within him as well, and purify all of his senses, and help him to feel nurtured by divine feminine love. It's good for him. It's sort of, I don't know how to define it. I mean, there's a huge part of his heart that is so welcoming of this, but part of him is still working on letting go of that behavior that's gotten out of hand, and so because it's gotten out of hand, it's become his normal, and so to alter the normal, it now feels like out of hand. So love now feels like the bad, that feels like the bad, and not the good, and so the body has to adjust to a new version of truth, and it can be hard, right? So we're still just working on him, okay? And this, I'm telling you, this is having amazing effects on all aspects of his body right now. This is doing amazing things. I'm able to send sort of signals into toes, feet, legs, knees, hips, every part of him. All the parts that were freaking out and having a calamity and all that stuff, I'm sending signals to all these different parts and checking to see what the signal is that comes back. And everything is feeling nurtured by love. It's feeling like it's getting the love juice, the love medicine, the love food, and the love food is actually creating natural balance and healing and harmony for all of his body. It feels a lot better. It feels good. It feels really good. It's like a moment in your life where you had a day at the spa, or we're on a vacation and just had an amazing day at the beach, or it feels good, like one of those very rare moments where everything about life is just, it was the best day. It just felt like the heaven just gave you the best day, and you just feel so thankful for it. And that's what his body feels like. It's just been given the best day by altering this smoldery side of his reflection. It's really important to nurture that with divine feminine love in his heart and everything. It helps, because this is healing. I mean, this heals his physical condition as well. It helps a lot. He wants to release emotions, but he's not gone there yet. This is honestly his most vulnerable side. Because he has other sides too that are they're very admirable sides that have shown themselves. But this is the side he doesn't want anybody to see, the side that's very vulnerable. And he seems to relate that he is smoldery in a severe way, but it's become so second nature to him that it's just now everybody else is a reflection of deserving this energy. And that's sort of his norm. So, but still a part of him knows that's not the truth. A small part of him does, and it's becoming a much bigger part of him. And the more it shines out from within him, the more we can keep pushing out all the burning stuff and the need to feel that way all the time. So let's just keep focusing here. I'm trying to help him know that it's okay to have emotions like crying or feeling ashamed or embarrassed. That's so natural, because we all make mistakes, we all make mistakes. And when we make really big mistakes and we hurt other people and we kind of know better, then we feel really embarrassed by it, and we don't even know how to say we're sorry. I mean, we can feel ashamed. I'm helping him to feel that it's safe to have emotions, and that shame is actually a healing emotion. It is actually a good emotion to have. And nobody thinks less of him at all. So I'm just doing this. Something gentle about the way that we're sharing love with him. It's not like, oh, Like the love choir is hardcore. It's more soft love light energy that is patient with him. So he feels like he knows you're making him breakfast in the kitchen, and it's weird, but it's like I would like to just do this in private. So I say okay, and so I'm creating a space where it is just our loving souls in him, so he can share in private. He deserves it. Side of him deserves this respect. He's releasing out a very long pull from his mouth. I mean, it just seems to go on for miles. We're basically in a space in heaven. It's in the light. And so it's just us and him. And we're pulling. I mean, it's still coming out. It's like the longest pull of all time. I mean, it could go from the ground of Earth all the way into the universe, like, and touch Mars or something. I don't know what this is. It's wanting to come out, but it's strange. Pull out all this long pull, right? And just as we're getting to the end, he starts inhaling it back in. We're like, no! And so we snap the pull and break it. So now there's only a small piece left, and we're trying to pull it out. And as we pull it out, it's like pulling out part of his insides. It's sort of stuck, and so I got to get this out. This probably has something to do that tiredness, weakness in body, legs, and voice. It must have something to do with that. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. It's stuck, all right. You can't pull out things that are stuck or attached. You gotta find some other way around it. There's a reason why it's stuck there, so we gotta understand why. I mean, it's... So let's see what we can do here. I am evaporating the pull. So there is no broken off piece. There's no pull attached to anything. I'm just evaporating it. So all that is left is whatever the tissue is attached to. So I'm just evaporating that part of the reflection. So it's not there anymore. It does not exist. This helps massively, but there's still, like, I don't know, a cavern in the throat region, and it's black. We're delicately working here. Altering the version of light on the inside from black to some healing color, or natural throat, so it just looks like tissue. Let's see what we can do here. We're trying to create a balance so it just looks like a normal, what should normally look like in there. I mean, I don't know what it normally looks like, but you can tell if there's a concave, that it just, the way that it is reflecting is, it's not balanced. There's something imbalanced about it, and it needs to have tissue in there and not be, this looks distorted. It looks weird. There's an orb. It's why it looks, so there's an orb in there. I'm helping the orb to come out of the mouth, so it's not lodged in there. It's like he was choking on an apple or something, or a softball or something crazy like that. This is helping big time. It's creating a normalcy in the whole esophagus, so everything looks like a normal tube. Just watching. I'm using green energy, green flame, spiritual flame to heal this space here, but it goes down further, so it goes down further than that. So just watching here. it's healthier. It's a whole lot healthier. I mean, I can breathe through it really normally now. It feels like I could laugh. I mean, I feel like laughing hysterically for no reason. Just looking at other things here, see what happens. So, odd. There's something else we're pulling out. It's sort of like an odd wire or tube. It's really thin, and we're just pulling it out of there. There's a reason this stuff is just, I mean, I just don't get it. Like, they're really wanting me to share something else with the body, like, and it has to do with the chest cavity, something, upper body. They're not showing me legs yet, or torso, or anything, or I mean hips or anything, or pelvis. They're showing me like belly button upward, but even more so, it's just around the rib cage upward is really what they're showing me. And just channeling love straight there. So let's see what happens here. A part of him extremely grateful for this. A part of, I mean, the smoldery side is totally reduced, big time reduced, but it's still, there's still some part of him still working on it. Okay, and a huge improvement though. That's that's good. And then underneath it all, there's this really beautiful side that is very grateful for this healing work. I mean, very grateful. So I'm just watching, I'm interacting and feeling and stuff like that. Okay. So I'm just watching. Again, there's another reflection where I'm pulling the piece out, that odd wire, and I keep pulling it out, and then he has an odd moment where he like starts to breathe, and it goes right back in there. It's like, oh no, not this again. Let's see what this is. This one's coming from deeper down, not like here area, but deeper down. So let me see. I'm just evaporating the wire entirely so it's not there. So just pulling it out, I just evaporate its expression. It's not supposed to be there. I'm doing some more praying. I helped evaporate that part of him. Then something sort of heavy hit him, sort of came down on the head. It's almost something really heavy weighing down on the head. So we'll see what this is. I can't just evaporate this. I actually have to examine it or explore it more. I showcase that it doesn't weigh a ton. It just weighs, you know, it's light as air. And I'm telling him it's okay to release this contamination of the mind into the light now. It is light as air. It's not heavy as you feel that it is. It isn't heavy at all. It's light as air, and it can be returned to the light now. He has things in the mind that really weigh him down big time, and so I'm helping develop a different, helping his mind to release that, feeling that his thoughts weigh more than they really do. They're just thoughts. They're made out of air, you know. They're not heavy. So I'm I'm helping him to align with that realization or that reality. He's doing it. He's definitely doing it, but he hasn't quite taken it to it just totally yet. I really want to get him to start sharing his emotions more. Naturally, still hesitant about that, as I'm also helping him to know it's safe to release that heavy baggage in his mind. It's not really there. It's getting smaller and smaller the more I talk to him positively and help him to see that the thoughts are weightless and they just let him go. These specific thoughts are. He's really welcoming that style. Is helping him. He feels good about that. He feels like he can trust me or trust that voice, and it feels better. I'm talking to my spirit guides so we can start wrapping this up. I'm looking at all the different scenes. I'm going back to the beginning here. I just want to check on that where he's in the recliner. I kind of want to take him to a cleaner. I mean, the energy vibration and how that transformed and how that just everything calmed down. I just still feel like, I want to create light in this space where he can rest. I just want to kind of merge all the work into one reflection of him really breathing in and inhaling the love that comes from, the light love that is all around him, helping him release this sort of smoldering side of his personality. And then the more love he allows to enter, the more his body actually heals and feels a lot better. I mean, his body's feeling a lot better and helps get that out of the throat too. The voice thing. There's something odd about that, but that is definitely a massive improvement there. So, I get to see him now. He's in a clean shirt, in a clean space, shorts. He's sort of reclined. He's sleeping. Everything is so much cleaner, so much tidier. There's love all around him, even sparkling from his head and then coming out that way. So he had a really good dream, right? And so he's in a room and it feels really clean and tidy and it's full of fresh air. So we're really helping him to inhale the fresh air and see that his lungs are purified, that his throat feels good, that there's a lot of good oxygen getting into all the way to the toes and the legs and all that stuff. So breathing in from the feet upward and really circulating all of that. And just a lot of positive, loving, divine feminine style energy nurturing back to good health. So he really has, I'm impressed by how this work has moved along. I'm really impressed. I'll be curious to see how he's feeling, Katerina. So thank you for this experience, and I'm going to be doing more work for him in the coming weeks. So I can't wait. We'll just keep moving along, okay? One thing at a time. So, all right, so I'm just going to thank you again. And for those of you in the audience, if you would like to experience spiritual healing with me, you can do so at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching.